my garage. In my message on Friday, I had mentioned that I'm going to be repurposing a fire bowl, turning it into a patio pond for my upper deck, to replace one that I made several years ago that has sprung a leak. So I purchased a fire bowl. I'm gonna see if I can turn the camera around here just a minute. So I purchased one of these little fire bowls from Canadian Tire. Please excuse the mess in my garage. This is a working garage. I do a lot in here actually. But of course, being metal, you can't just go pouring water in there and hoping for the best, because you're just gonna end up with a rusted mess that's not gonna last you very long. So what I decided to do, come over here to my very messy workbench, whoops, was to get some of this stuff, this Flex Seal. You've probably seen this on TV. This is the one where the guy has a leak in his bottom of his boat and he sprays the boat with the Flex Seal, and then he can like toddle out on the lake very happily and his boat stays afloat. I think what they also do, they take like a, what do you call it, terracotta pot that's got a huge crack in it, and they spray this stuff on it, and then it becomes watertight again. Well, I'm always kind of dubious of these as seen on TV things. But I did decide that, you know what, for the price of a can, I'm gonna give it a try, because I really think this little bowl is gonna be a really great, it's gonna make a lovely little water feature. So let me just put you down and we'll show you what we're gonna do. Okay, so we've got our can of Flex Seal here, and we're gonna give it a good shake. I know that in all the things I watched on YouTube about how to properly use this stuff, giving it a good shake is one of the things that you really have to do. So if you want to shake it for the better part of a minute, I've already done some shaking prior to getting on camera here. The other thing that I have discovered about this stuff is that you definitely are better to do several light coats as opposed to one thick one. So this has already actually had, this has had 3 coats already, and I'm just going to give it another one. Now I will mention, when I got this fire bowl, I don't know if you can see, in the bottom here, there's kind of 3 little lumps. There was actually 3 little drainage holes in the bottom there, which for a fire bowl is perfect, because if it rains, you want the water to drain out of it. But if you're using it for a pond, not so good. So what I did was I took some, let's see here. I took some acrylic latex silicone caulking, and I just flipped it over, and kind of like a cake decorating thing, I just kind of used the tip and I squirted it in, smoothed it out as best I could. It's still kind of a little bit bumpy down there, but that's not going to matter, because by the time I put gravel and things in here, you're not even going to see this. But this is gonna, I think this is going to make a beautiful little water garden. It's not as deep as the other one that I have on my deck, which you will see when I get to the stage in the video where I'm dismantling that one and assembling this one. But be that as it may, no, I think this is going to be great. So what I'm going to do, I've got my garage door open because this does have some nasty fumes associated, so you really want to work in an area that's well ventilated. And I'm just going to do back and forth steady motion on one half of the bowl, and then I'm going to come around to the other side and I'm going to do the same thing, and then literally I'm going to just walk away and leave it for about 7 hours. After about 3 to 4 hours, it's kind of like dry to the touch. This has been sitting overnight, and it's dry. I mean, it's not coming off or anything like that, but it says on the directions here, full cure is 24 hours. So let's just do that. Okay, so there's coat number 4. I'm just going to kind of go and leave this. So far, based on how I've seen it dry up, it looks really good. I mean, there's a tiny little bit of texture on the bottom of the bowl, which maybe you can see here. just from how it's sprayed out. But so far, I have to say I'm pretty impressed. Actually, I think what I might do here, just very quickly, is I'm going to turn it over. You can sort of see on the back here where the silicone was. I think I'm just going to give it a spray back here too. All right. Okay, so I'm going to walk away and leave that. I will mention though, in case I forget to say it later, this is not a little patio top pond that I'm going to put fish in for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's not deep enough. The water will get really hot on my deck, and that's not good or healthy for fish. And also, I just don't know, using this kind of stuff, I'm not sure how fish would do in water with this kind of stuff, even if it's fully dry. So this is going to be strictly for aquatic plants and also my little fountain. It's just more to have the effect of tinkling water on your patio. Okay guys, so it's Friday night and yay, the sun has come out, the skies have cleared up, it is beautiful and warm, and my little fire bowl is completely dry, which means I can start work on my little pond. So let me show you the situation here. Okay, so this was my little patio top pond, and it's just basically a very large planter that I drilled a hole at the back in so that I could accommodate the pipe for my little fountain here, my little angel. And then she would kind of perch on the edge, and then when it was full of water, you know, you'd have the sound of the water, and there would usually be some aquatic plants in there, which I haven't put in there yet. However, this year it has sprung a leak, as you can see from all the water around the base. I really can't figure where it's coming from, but it won't hold any more water than what's in there now. So as a pond, it's pretty useless. So the idea is the new little fire bowl, now that it has been treated with 4 coats of this Flex Seal, the spray, so it's looking great. It's going to become the new little deck top pond. So now we have to begin the process of the switch over. Okay, so hopefully you can see me and hear me. I'm trying not to talk too loud because I don't want my neighbors to think I'm losing my marbles here. But anyway, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put on the long gloves that I always wear when I'm cleaning all the muck and mire out of my pond at the start and end of every season. I've got some of the larger rocks and a piece of shale out of my pond. Now I'm just going to tip it over, dump it out. Okay. Slide that over there. Place goes the new little bowl, which actually is a great size. Okay, now I'm just going to put some of the rocks from the old pond back into here, and then I'll meet you back and we're going to try and hook up the fountain and see if we can get it working. Okay, so I just spent about a half an hour getting her being the little fountain, the little angel, in place, and stacking rocks so it sort of looks like the rocks are sliding down into the bowl. You can see it's all just very much a balancing act because she has a tube that runs behind her, which, as you can see, has a pretty mean crimp in it, and that flows down into the pond and connects with a tiny little pump, which you can barely see right about there, that black spot. That's the pump. Pretty small pump, and of course the tube is what's camouflaged by all those rocks that are sitting right there. So now it's the moment of truth. We are going to plug in the fountain and see how she does. Hopefully there is enough water flow despite that slight crimp in the hose for this to work. Otherwise, I've just wasted a whole bunch of time and resources on this project. But let's see. Fingers crossed. Yay, it works. Excellent. It's pretty good water flow too, actually, considering that there is that slight bend in the hose. And actually, as the weather gets warmer, that's probably going to ease up a little bit. But all in all, I am happy, and I like the way this looks. Now, right now, the water's all churned up, but we're going to let it sit, and by tomorrow morning, it's going to be a lot clearer. And then, of course, as I get some aquatic plants and put them in there, it will help keep the water clear all summer long, too. But it's kind of nice. Now you have a little sound of flowing water on your deck. Hope you've enjoyed this project, and we'll see you again soon.